James Melendez. I'm going to show you how I make my gin and tonics. Stay tuned. So in Spain, which is the biggest consumer of gin and tonics on the planet, you have this goblet style glass where your bartender is going to make your gin and tonic just from that vessel itself. I tend to use a mixing glass because I think it's just so much more elegant, and I love the presentation. I also like that it's not just for presentation, as a function as well. That is, I use bitters, and in the bitters, you could do it in the glass itself, but for me, I just like the idea of this beautiful glass, mixing glass. So I use 3 different bitters. This is from Drink Edition. This is a tarragon. I use also the thyme, so it's very beautifully, I would say, autumnal in some ways, and 1821 bitters, and this is from Atlanta, Georgia. This is tart cherry and saffron. I use very little of this because I don't want to overpower the gin itself. Now for me, when I'm making gin and tonic, I use London Dry because I want that juniper to come out on top. And I think it's really important to do. I use a lot of limes. Actually, what I do with my limes is I put 1 in here without squeezing, and then I put 1 in here where I squeeze just a wee bit amount. I don't want an overly citrus-oriented gin and tonic, but for me, I think this is a really nice way of doing this. Now, if you're in Europe, you're in Spain, you're in Scotland, England, and you're tasting gin and tonic, you're not gonna always have a lime. In fact, this is a very North American thing. You will find a lot of oranges and lemons that are being utilized, and depends on the winter time for me. Sweet limes, bergamot, and Meyer lemons in addition. I don't squeeze them, I just let them in there so that there's a slight amount of the characterization, because if you did that, it'd be really super, super tart and would take away from all the flavor characterization. So I'm using a London Dry Gin. This is Mayfair, and I love the juniper berry characterization on this. It actually will always come out on top, which I really want. I want to make sure that this tastes like a gin and tonic. And so when I use bitters, I use very little. And so I'll use more of the thyme and the tarragon and very, very little of the tart cherry and saffron itself, because the saffron, just like anything else in food, it can be very overpowering. If you like it, you can definitely put more, but I tend to be a little more reserved on that. And on this, I'm going to use this spoon, and it's designed because you want to put this in and have the swirling action happen. There you go. And I always use this is Beaver Tree. I love the length of this spoon, so I put just a little bit of ice in there because I don't want to over-characterize and have this to be a watery beverage, or watery gin and tonic. So thank you for watching. What I used here, I'll put down below. So thank you so much for watching. Let's stay connected. I'm gonna do more gin and tonic videos, by the way, because I love gin and tonic. It's probably my signature cocktail, and one where I try to taste a new gin as often as possible and mix it up with different bitters or not, and different fruit. And so thank you for watching. My connection point is on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So thank you for your support. More to come. Santé.